Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It's Christine with gaugegirltraining, an online meal planning and coaching service. I'm a food scientist and chemical engineer, and in today's video, we are going to discuss the 7 most common signs of a hormone imbalance. So let's get started. So over 70% of women struggle with hormone imbalances and don't even realize it. And the problem is we live in a world where we are carrying the weight of the world on our shoulders, and that stress can translate into mental distress, emotional, physical, and all of those things together combined can directly impact the balance of your hormones in the body. So these imbalances tend to manifest themselves with regard to 2 hormones, and those are your estrogen levels and your progesterone levels. When you have a hormone imbalance, yes, there are several types, but the most common one in females is estrogen dominance. And that is when your estrogen levels are high relative to your progesterone levels. And this can also occur when you have low estrogen. So when you are in that menopausal state of life where your estrogen levels are declining, even though you may think, yes, my estrogen levels are low, they can still be high relative to that progesterone level. And as a result, you could be experiencing a hormone imbalance. Now, estrogen dominance drives some of the most common problems, everything from PMS to PCOS. And the reality is estrogen dominance is a metabolic condition that requires a drastically different approach. Now, in the world of dieting, in the world of bro science, everywhere you're going to hear you need to be in a caloric deficit. While in theory, the concept of exercising more and eating less works. It works. You need to be eating less food than your body needs to maintain your current total daily energy expenditure. But when it comes to imbalanced hormone situation, that is not good enough. So when you have a metabolic condition where the endocrine system is imbalanced, that imbalance needs to be the top priority before focusing on fat loss and or weight loss. Going in a strict caloric deficit while in a state of estrogen dominance is not going to allow your bodies to receive the nutrients that it needs to first balance those hormones. So what are signs that your hormones are imbalanced? The number 1 sign in women is irregular periods. So when you are not ovulating on a regular basis, what ends up happening is ovulation is the cue for your body to have a period. You ovulate every month. It's around day 13, day 14. It depends woman to woman. And when that happens, when that egg is not fertilized, your body has a hormonal fluctuation where it says, okay, it is time to discharge these excess estrogens out of the body. And when that happens during the luteal phase, the second half of the period, that gives your body the opportunity to discharge all of the excess estrogen. If you're not getting your period, and you have to remember, all those excess hormones are circulating around in your body. On another note, if you are no longer ovulating because of menopause, again, it's another time, because if you're not getting your period, your body still doesn't have the opportunity to detox these excess estrogens. So irregular periods, I know some people, you may not want to pay as close attention to it. I actually use the Flow app to keep track of those things, knowing when to expect, when days you're ovulating, when days, all those good things. It's a very, very important sign to be paying attention to. So if your period is irregular, it is hands down one of the easiest ways to gauge that there is something off. So the next sign of hormone imbalance is infertility. I can't tell you how many clients I have worked with who are trying to conceive that have experienced painful miscarriages, who have been going through IVF, the whole 9 yards, and infertility is a very big sign that something is off with your hormones. And what I have seen in my experience is that infertility is very commonly linked to low progesterone levels. And I have had clients who have been pregnant and who are prone to miscarry have been able to carry their pregnancy all the way full term by going on supplemental progesterone as prescribed by their doctors. And you guys will see in my hormone reset protocol that there are natural ways to rebalance your progesterone levels naturally, which you guys can see in the link below where you guys can sign up for my 21-day hormone detox. Sign number 3 that you have a hormone imbalance is persistent weight gain. If your weight is creeping up, and specifically you are seeing more and more belly fat in the lower abdomen just seem to come out of nowhere and will not budge, that is a huge sign of a hormone imbalance, because when eating in a deficit, when exercising regularly, when eating generally healthy foods, that should not occur. That is not normal. This is a sign of hormone imbalance. And we have to be real with ourselves here, ladies, because I believe that women fundamentally know intuitively when something is off. I can't tell you how many clients have come to me crying, leaving doctors' offices where they just told them, just go lose weight. And it's not that they are not trying, it's the fact that the things that they are doing, you can't do the things you used to do in your 20s. You can't do the things you used to do in your early 30s. You have to take a different approach that is far more strategic if you are dealing with these issues. And persistent unwanted weight gain is a very big sign that you are dealing with a hormone imbalance. Now, number 4, sign of hormone imbalance. Now, this one is an unexpected one, and it is specifically pelvic pain. So if you are experiencing pelvic pain and it's not that time of the month and it is not an STD, STI, you may be dealing with endometriosis, you may be dealing with fibroids, you may be dealing with ovarian cysts. And fibroids and ovarian cysts, these things are estrogen driven. So if you are physically feeling aches and pains that feel irregular, you want to get that checked out, you want to get it tested, you want to see your doctor. And so many women sweep this stuff under the rug. They're like thinking that, it's just them, that they just need to be tougher, they just need to be stronger. Get that checked out. Pelvic pain is an early warning sign of a hormone imbalance. So number 5 is fatigue. Fatigue can be an indicator of many things. It can be an indicator of a low thyroid function, hypothyroidism. It can be a sign that you have too little progesterone. It can be a sign that due to insulin resistance, your body is starving on a cellular level and you're no longer as responsive to carbohydrates as you thought you were in the past. Because when you are insulin resistant, which is very, very common with these types of hormone imbalances, your body doesn't function as well on traditional carbohydrates because the glucose is not able to make its way into the cells. Your body is still hungry and starving on a cellular level. And as a result, you can experience a lot of fatigue due to your body's inability to process carbohydrates. Be mindful and really ask yourself if you're the type of tired where you feel like no matter how much you sleep, no matter how much coffee you have, no matter how much fresh air you have, even if you exercise, that even with all of that, you just feel this overwhelming sense of tiredness on top of everything, that is a sign that your hormones are imbalanced. Sign number 6 of a hormone imbalance is intense pain during period and extremely heavy flows. So all of those things flow together. Now, PMS can vary greatly person to person. I have some people who deal with 0 PMS other than, a little bit of bloating, a little bit of hunger cravings, which tends to be normal, a little bit of cramping, versus a complete extreme where I've had some clients who throw up, who are bedridden, who are ill, who are in an undoubted different category of pain during the cycle. And if that is you, you have to be very honest with yourself. How extreme is this? Because if it is a debilitating level of pain, that's not normal. Is there some pain associated with the process? Of course there is, but debilitating level where you feel like you need to call off of work, you feel like you are bedridden, you feel like you can't move, you feel like you go through more pads and tampons at a much higher rate than what is normal, and maybe your period lasts much longer than 5 to 7 days. I've had some clients whose periods last upwards of 2 weeks or longer. Those things are not normal, and those things are a sign of a hormone imbalance. So the last one here, number 7, is brain fog. So what is brain fog? Brain fog can be anything from an inability to recall certain details. It can be related to insomnia. It can be related to unexplained anger. It can be related to feeling too tired to engage in regular activities. It can be difficulty thinking things through. It can just be kind of like you're here, but you're not here. And brain fog, if left untreated, can lead to anxiety. It can lead to depression. And it is a very highly underestimated early sign of hormone imbalance. So when those serotonin levels are off in the brain, when you are not nourished properly, brain fog is definitely an early sign of hormone imbalance. So you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are experiencing any of these 7 symptoms or signs of hormone imbalances, comment below. You guys can now order the Hormone Reset program. Ask me any questions in the comments section. I'd be happy to help. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.